Welcome to the Big Cat Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Big Cat KZ. Thank you so much for listening in. The Big Cat Lounge is where we interview guests in a casual lounge setting from all over the world. We are on the way to achieving Big Cat international status, as we need 169 more countries to capture a voice from everywhere in the world. New episodes are dropped weekly on all places you listen to podcasts. Please rate and subscribe to help us grow. Welcome to the Big Cat Lounge podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's guest comes from Bangladesh, where he's an artificial intelligence practitioner, an app developer. He's working on algorithms, data analysts, and mobile apps. Python is his personal favorite, and Java gets priority from him. He also has his chatbot, and also is the founder of Bondon. We welcome Mohammed Ashraful Islam to the Big Cat Lounge podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Glad to be here in your podcast. So I was following you and really feeling great to be here.
Oh, thank you. Tell me a little bit about your journey and how you got started. How did you become an artificial intelligence practitioner?
Okay, great. So I'm Ashraful Islam. I'm from Bangladesh. So it started back like 3 years ago. I was in my college and I really loved coding. Then I got to know about artificial intelligence and I searched through like what are the capabilities and what are the opportunities we have in this particular field. And I really got interested by the theme. Like, I am teaching the uh, machines something and they can do something that is not coded to, because we coders, what I used to do, I used to make apps and websites, and whatever we wrote in the codes, they do the things. But in case of artificial intelligence, we don't have to write down every single details, rather just have to teach them a particular part of it, and it just somehow makes sense and does the rest of the works on itself. So I just found this particular concept really interesting and just dive into it. And yeah, now I'm working in this particular fields for almost like 2 years now.
Wow, that's exciting. And I guess like your friends and the people around you in Bangladesh, I feel like a lot of people there are entrepreneurs just because there's not that many opportunities. So you have to go online and you have to seek opportunities there because it's just only so much that you can have. So I find that there's a lot of people on Fiverr, on Upwork, just trying to freelance and upscale their work. So how has it been for you? I know you've been on Upwork for some time. How was your journey there as a freelancer?
As a freelancer, I used to provide the service of developing apps and websites, but yeah, I was in that particular field for 1 year. I personally want to have control over anything that I'm working on, and but that field did not give me that flexibility. So I left freelancing and started working on my own projects. And when I got my job, then things changed. And yeah, I really like it, because anything in case of when you're working in any company, the thing is that they give you the proper flexibilities that you need. They will tell you that we need this type of result, and you can do whatever you want, just follow these procedures and give us this output. No matter how much flexibility I want, they are happy to give it to me. So I liked it better than freelancing.
Yeah, and I feel like with freelancing, sometimes you just spend a lot of time going back and forth between the client, trying to understand the requirements, and a lot of the times it's just you may spend more time than it's actually worth. But maybe working for a company, there's more structure and
True, because
constant
yeah, because
feedback.
and as we are working, as the product is totally new and the concept is not clear, so the clients also they are not technically that much solvent about their own product. They just know that they want this type of input and that type of output, and they don't know anything that goes on to bring it to reality.
So tell me a little bit more about Chatbot. How has that experience been? Like, are you still losing some of the human element? Because having like an automated message, maybe less likely someone will respond, or just knowing that it's just a bot. How has that been for you?
Yeah, that's great. So I did some courses about making chatbots, and I use the IBM Watson Chatbot. So it was a really great experience for me because I wanted, as I was working on artificial intelligence, one part of it is chatbots, and they are getting very famous in every websites and industry and all, because it helps you say, and it saves you a lot of time and manpower, because someone has to be present there all the time if any customer or client comes over and asks some questions. So chatbots are really handy in those cases. So I tried to work on IBM Watson, and the process took me like 3 to 4 months, and it was a great experience because I learned something new, and it was a one-time experience, I guess, because once you build one chatbot, then it don't really have anything extra you need to learn from it. The things you need to do is to you have to implement the uh, extra sentences or sentiments so that the chatbot understands and learns from the questions and prepare the answer as per that. So yeah, so it was a great experience for me, and that was for one time, and I did not work on any chatbots since.
And would you say that gave you a lot of time back, just because having a chatbot means that they'll be there 24/7 or however long you configure it for, so then you don't always have to be stuck to the internet, and it can respond in a timely manner.
Yeah, obviously the chatbots are very helpful as per you train them up to, because it is active 24/7 and you don't have to be present there. What you have to do, you have to teach it, like if the question is like this or have this type of sentiment, then your answer should be like this, and you prepare some answers and you prepare some questions also, so to train it that what answer should it supply to the customers, and it learns from it. And then whenever someone asks any questions, it tries to match the questions with the already ready-made questions you have taught it, and tries to make the answer as per that.
Today's sponsor is Anchor FM app. Go download the free Anchor app today to get started. You can find it at your Play Store or App Store. It's everything you need to make a podcast, and it distributes everything for you so it can be heard on multiple platforms such as Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and many more. This is what I'm currently using right now to edit and record my podcast, and you can do so from your phone or computer. And the tools are really easy to use to help document the Big Cat Lounge journey. So what are you waiting for? Go today and download it.
Tell me a little bit more about your efforts with Bondon, and how did that come about?
Well, Bondhon is still an ongoing project. It started in 2020 when the corona hit in our country. I used to work with very various types of organizations, social organizations. I mean, so I was a volunteer of 5 different organizations back then. And when the corona hit in our country, everything was under lockdown. And I thought that I should not be sitting in my home. Rather, I made plans with my friends, and then started like 3 different programs around our area, and we distributed foods and things, supplies people need. And when I was doing these programs, I thought of like, is there any online facility through which I can know that where should I give this supply to, and to who are the persons who really need these type of supplies. But I found that there is no online platform present right now in the world that can guide me to how, where I should supply those things, because I don't want that if I thought that I should give those persons who really needed and who did not get anything before. because many people started to distribute things, and if I just give the same person again, then there are some people who did not get anything. So I wanted to make it as efficient as possible, but I did not get any lead through online. So I thought that I should make something on my own. So I built an app, I published it, and at first I didn't think that it will go this much, it will become this much huge. But within 2 months, my app got like 500 plus customers, and it started being used in like 10 different countries. So I got motivated, and I thought that okay, so I should build my own team now, because as people are increasing and the users of this platform is increasing day by day, so a team will be handy very much. So I started Bondhon, and we started collaborating organizations. The main thing is that all the social organizations should be connected, and all the informations they possess should be in one place, so that if anyone needs help, then they can just knock in one door and get help from that particular platform. And so that when you are in trouble, then things might happen that you don't know where you should go, to whom you should ask for help, and you need to go from door to door asking for help, right? So in that particular moment, when anyone is any problem, like feel like just imagine in a situation your mom is in a hospital and she needs blood. That moment you don't know that who are there who can directly, just by asking for once, can supply you the blood. You will go from hospitals to hospitals, you will ask some different type of blood donating organizations, but they might not have that, and you might be losing your time that can cost the life of your mother. So in those situations, if there is only one platform to where you can ask for once, and uh, there is a team who are there who can help you with the information, to guide, to connect with the perfect the organizations who can directly supply you that thing you need. So it can save a lot of time and a lot of casualties.
To provide resources to the community. And it's unfortunate you had to start right at the start of the pandemic, but I think there's been enough feedback from the world. And as you can see, you said 500 plus customers in 10 different countries. So there is a need to have, these resources available, because a lot of time is spent just searching with your
Talking with
questions.
people, we found that people really need this type of flexibilities, because information is the pillar of everything in this particular era. It, there are abundant of information, you can search it on Google, but where to search for what? You don't know what to search for. These are the dilemma that we are going through in this particular era. So we are trying to just aggregate all those informations that any person who is in trouble need, then people can be like more specific, and the social organizations, when they're connected, they can help like tons more people than they're doing right now.
Yeah, they really can. Tell me a little bit more about the importance of mentorship and how that's played a factor into your world.
About mentorship, as I work on different type of social organizations before, and so I had some personalities who have experience in this type of projects, so they helped me really. They guided me that where should I, you know, I have a team, I have a product, but how should I uh, prosper this particular product among the vast majority people? So they helped me, they guided me to whom I should go for and to whom I should share this product and this idea, so that we can implement it among majority of the people. And I started talking with some politicians. I started working with local government and various founders of organizations, and many of them showed positive attitude, and they thought that yeah, we really need it. But the thing is that connecting all these organizations so that people can get the most out of it, that is the biggest struggle that I need to overcome, because the social organizations, they are not mentally ready to be connected all together. They are working alone. They're collecting donations from particular donors, and everything they do on their own. But they need to understand that unity is the strength of every big thing. So when they're united, then they can achieve more than they're achieving right now. They can get more donations when they start to make big impacts. So I am trying to make them understand this particular idea, so that they can, the thing we are trying to establish, they can help us build that thing.
And do you think like collaboration and partnerships are very key in this day and age? So do you think just being able to have like dedicated um, sessions with the other organizations just to like knowledge share amongst each others, or is there other like forums that you can do to make sure that you guys are just sharing with each other, information
Yeah.
consistently so it's easier?
Yeah, obviously the thing is that we want to build this unity and united front of social organizations, because it will not be only a platform of knowledge share. When the social organizations are connected, they can share their manpower, they can share their funds, they can share their logistics, because every social organizations need these three things: manpower, logistics, and fund. Without these three things, they cannot organize any event they want to organize. So when they're connected, what they can do, we will be uploading some schemes through our platform, that if an organizations do not require a certain amount of fund, and there is another organizations that require that fund, and they have like great event plan, then they can ask us that we need fund, and we will take the fund from those available organizations and supply that fund to that organizations who really need it to implement that event. These things can, the fund so that because every social organizations have one and only theme, that they want to help people, right? So they, if they start sharing their availabilities, then they can work on the main goal they started their journey with, to help people. And because no one should be selfish when it comes to helping people. Everyone should be ready to give everything they have. So the social organizations, they can share their funds. If they have some logistics and any other social organization needed, then they can share that also. And like just imagine that in Canada there are an organizations want to organize an event, but they don't know about the place and don't know about the people, but there is a local organizations or local NGO that is working in that area. They can ask help from that particular organization, and they can supply the manpower, the information, and everything they need to make that event a success.
Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit more about, so you mentioned Canada. Are you still looking to emigrate there from Bangladesh? Is that something you're still pursuing?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but I don't know if that is possible, because recent outbreak of corona in Asia, like in India, if you heard about it.
Yeah.
So these things are getting very bad right here. So I don't think that every embassy here will be closed. I guess everything here is under lockdown already. So
Mm-hmm.
if the embassy closes, then I don't think that I will be able to do that. But yeah, trying to pursue that.
And I guess it's partly because your family is, some of your family is in Canada, or
Yeah, I have my relatives down there. I'm looking forward to continue my education in
Mhm.
Canada, and also as I'm working on artificial intelligence. So I'm hoping that after going there, I will be able to get into a good company with some great people and great team, so that I can uh, add my value to artificial intelligence greatly.
Yeah, and there's so many different countries, that you could have immigrated to. So what made you and your family choose Canada, coming from Bangladesh, which is, opposite
The
opposite world
first,
of the country?
yeah, the first thing about Canada is the people. Everywhere in the world, they're very open-minded when it comes to immigration areas. Not everyone can accept people from other country. So the people of Canada, they are really open-minded in these type of things, and the opportunities Canada is increasing day by day. Previously it was in Toronto, but right now the opportunities are expanding in every province in Canada after USA. So I found that, and the best part is I like snow, because in our country there is no opportunity of enjoying snows because it is summer every time here. So
Yeah,
I
you'll
like that
you'll
too
get
much.
exposed to quite a lot of snow. It just depends on
Yeah,
where in Canada, but it could be, 3 to 5 months of the year of snow, so you'll get enough.
yeah, I like that too.
So if someone's just starting off today, they're curious about going into the IT field, what type of computer programming language would you recommend they start off with if they want to, try and debug and find a solution to something?
Well, it depends, because every language has its own strong points. If I say, if someone wants to be very good in making apps, native apps, then I will suggest to go for Java. If someone wants to build websites, I will suggest JS and CSS. If someone wants to work in artificial intelligence, I will suggest Python. Many suggest R, but I think that Python is doing great work in that case. But if someone wants to go into data analysis, he can go for R. One has to choose at first which path they want to work on, and then they have to like do a little bit of research that what language are the developers currently in the industries used to pursue that goal, and then they should consider it, because there is no universal programming language that can help you to do all of those works present in the IT. So yeah, research are needed, but I will suggest at first to do some research on the goals they want to achieve.
I'd say like right now there's just a lot of people who are out of work because of the pandemic. So there's a lot of people that are just saying,
I
"Oh,
thought
well,
that
I'm
as
stuck in my country. There's no opportunities." But there are. It's just you have to seek them out and search for them. Like the IT field is just continuing to grow no matter where you are. It's just finding that niche and then building up your skills.
like Coursera, EDX, and YouTube is a great platform to learn. And this is an era of free learning. You can learn everything for free, going to various classes and like physical something, because it will cost you money, it will cost you time. Rather, just get a phone or a laptop or a PC and start learning online.
Hmm. Yeah, a lot of it is just getting into the habit of being targeted. Because, sometimes when you go to school, you have a curriculum, but then after you finish school, it's up to you to seek out that learning. You should never really stop learning, because once you do, then there's almost no purpose, right? You have to make sure you have something that's motivating you every day.
Yeah, obviously our brain is designed in that way that when we start to lose grasp on learning, then we start to lose our purpose, and without purpose we are nothing. We have to have a goal in front of us, and that can keep us moving forward. But without any purpose we are stuck, and we start to go into depression, and things start to get bad from there.
Are you still working on the 2-hour challenge where you're doing with books, with reading of books? Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Oh, yeah, so I love to read books. I read a lot of books whenever I fall into any when I start with any program, or like it can be novels, it can be stories, it can be about programming. So I have different tastes. So whenever I start to uh, read a book, how do you know that you will feel attached to that book or not? Because many books I read, they are like 500 or 700. After 2 hours I don't feel interested to read another page, then I don't read it at all. So if you heard about, there is an IT term like bigger notation. So it gives me a worst time scenario of n, so it saves a lot of time in reading books.
Hmm. Hmm. I think, yeah, there's just, you only have so much time in the day. So a book is very, very time consuming. So if you can be
Everyone
targeted and
has.
get a summary or skim through it and just get the information you need, it'll be helpful because it's difficult to retain when you're just focusing that much time and energy.
Yeah. The thing is that there are like various blogs available about the books, and in the Amazon there are summaries. But the thing is that every writer, when they write the summary of their book, they try to highlight the best part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they want to sell their book, right? So when I read these summaries, I will not get the perfect image that what this book really holes in between those pages. So
Mm-hmm.
at least 10 to 20 pages to get the idea that what this book is about. And because every writer has his own way to uh, express their stories in that book. And I personally, when I start reading any passage or any article, I focus on the way of the description, because same thing can be described in various ways.
Yeah, you've been keeping extremely busy this year. I see that you got the IELTS instructor certification now. So tell me what that
And
entails.
I gave my IELTS on 2020, and then I thought that, well, yeah, I achieved good score. Now what? I will apply abroad, but besides that, I should work on something that really matters. So I applied to like an institution. So yeah, they're hiring for IELTS instructors, and it was my first time good enough for their for their post, and they took me. And then I am with their organizations like oh, how much 4 months, I guess.
Mhm.
So I'm working there, and it has been a good experience as an instructor, and I learned a lot. So yeah, it was good.
This brings us to our quote section. The fact that an 18-year-old can't take out a 10,000 business loan but can take out a 100,000 student loan tells you everything you need to know. So that's just a quote for us, just because, it seems like society in this day and age isn't really focusing too much on, entrepreneurship or giving us opportunities to just, launch our own business. A lot of it's just based on, oh, you should follow this structure, go to school, go into debt. So we need to really paint our own path and not, follow someone else's footsteps. So if you had to pick any social media platform just to use, which one would you use and why?
Okay, so if it is about education, I would choose Coursera, because they're providing a lot of contents recently, and the founder NG, he is very, very passionate person about providing free education and online learning. I really admire him a lot. So the Coursera is now having great bunch of contents and different type of courses available there. And the best part of it is that if you want a certificate, you can pay $49, and they have an opportunity of for applying for scholarships. And I have done till now, I have gone through 12 different courses in Coursera, and I also got certificates, but I did not pay one single dollar, because I applied for scholarships and I got each scholarship from that platform. And if you do not get the scholarship, they give you an opportunity of auditing every course you want to learn from. And if you do the audit, you will not get the certificate, but you will have access to every video they upload on that course. So I think that if you really want to just learn, you can do the audit. But if you want to get that certificate also, so that you can show to the wherever you are applying to express your skill set on that particular sector, then you can apply for scholarship. And if you do not get scholarship, then you can pay like for $49, and I think it is very cheap.
Mhm. I think a lot of people, they just don't know that it exists, or it's just, oh, I know it's there, but it's just going to take me too long. But it's again being very targeted and having a plan and a vision, because we're really lucky that we have all these resources available. Before, you'd have to go physically into a classroom and you'd have to pay thousands of dollars. But now Coursera, edX, many different other platforms give you that opportunity.
I have a friend who is like graduating from university next month, and he is at doing his thesis. And I did not start. I just am at the first year of my university, but everything I learned from online. And you will be amazed to hear that spending like thousands of dollars in university doing the same course that I did in Coursera for free, and I'm helping him with his thesis, and I'm writing all of his scores, and he's like totally stunned that, man, how do you know about these things? Because I am at the fourth year of my university, and still now I'm learning these things, and you already know these things. So I told him that all of these informations, all of these knowledges are available online for free if you want to get that. So that is the difference. People are spending thousands of dollars, but we can learn the same thing, even for better things, just for free right now.
Yeah, you really can. It's there for you, but it's just making sure you're making good use of it. Yeah, it's just a lot of the things with the education system. Sometimes it just seems like there's a lot of incentives. Oh, you should buy this book, and then you buy the book, and maybe only 2% of the book is really applicable to your future work with a real use case, where the rest is just theory based. So it's just having that balance. Something that's extremely important is to have a side hustle, because if we just continue to have one source of income, then we're not going to be able to really live our life to the fullest, because we'd be working for 40 years and then we'd only have maybe 10, 15 years to really enjoy. So just being able to diversify and not just rely on one source of income is necessary for everyone, regardless of where you live in the world.
Yeah, that is totally true. Same time online. The thing is that, yeah, the thing you just told that, yeah, 20 people spend 20 to 30 years of their lives doing a single job, and when they start to living, then they become old and they don't get that physical intensity to enjoy the fullest. You have to be happy in this present time. You do not have to like sacrifice everything you have every time you have for some uncertain future that you are dreaming about. You might not just go to that day when you might die today. So why you are focusing on a dilemma and uncertainty that you might miss, and you are giving everything away for that? You should live your present. You should learn how to be happy in this present moment, and to do that, everything, if you want to go out even, you need money. So side hustles are really important. You can, as there are like very opportunities in digital marketing, there are like uh, very in the IT sectors even. You can work on I used to work on websites, I used to work on apps, now I'm working on AI, I'm working on algorithms. So I'm working on different sectors in IT. So you can do the same. It might happen that you are not in IT sectors, you're in business sectors. So you can work on different products at the same time. You can handle various customers, or you can build up your own team so that they can handle the customers for you, so that in every moment you are earning something and you are being able to enjoy the moment you're spending.
Next 5 years, what's your vision and plan?
Well, in next 5 years, I have two different visions. The first one is about Bondhon, be able to help thousands of people through our platform. And the second thing is about AI. I am planning to get into any good or start any startup or good company that are working on a different vision with AI. Because when I start to believe an idea, I personally can give the best effort from my end.
Mhm.
So I work, whatever I work on that idea. If that idea attracts me, then I can give my like perfect effort that they require from me. But if I don't like that idea, then I cannot give my best. So I'm looking for any startup or any company that are really working to make an impact through AI, and within 5 years I'm planning to add my value to their idea and then start my own company about AI, because I love entrepreneurship. So I want to build my own company, and yeah, working on that. That is how I
That
see
is
myself
exciting.
within 5 years.
That is exciting, and we're waiting to see how, what the next 5 years have to hold. Thank you again for coming on the Big Cat Lounge podcast. If we wanted to follow your journey, where should we look?
If anyone wants to follow me, then they can follow me in my LinkedIn, because I share every content of my career prospects in my LinkedIn account. And then if they want to know about my personal life, they can go through my Instagram and Facebook also.
Well, thank you again for coming on the Big Cat Lounge podcast. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Kyle, for having me here. It was a great time with you, and I really had a wonderful moment.
We are accepting applications if you think you have what it takes to be a big cat and be a guest on the show. Email us at bigcatlounge@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to the Big Cat Lounge podcast. Hope to see you soon.